Hey, family, it's me. I'm the one on the right. Yeah, smiling. Me. That's me. Smiling. See me smiling. See my teeth. All of them. Pearly white. Yes. Yes. Smiling. So, how you this morning? I hope you're doing well. You know it's time for the beatdown, right? You know it's time for the beatdown. The beatdown. So, we're going to get into it. We're not going to delay. We're going to get into it. Hey. Here we go.
Introduce you to the greatest combat sports show bar none. You are now in the Beatdown.
You wanna get beat down?
Let us now introduce you to your host, the Badger, and
What's going on, family? What's going on, family? You are now in Beatdown. So, it's Tuesday. Last time I checked on the calendar, it's Tuesday. And we're going to get y'all ready for the fights coming up this week. But we're also going to talk about a specific fighter. My brother over there chopping up something. I don't know.
I'm being healthy, bro. Mind your business.
Oh, okay. Sound like you might have been in the Carter projects on New Jack City.
Don't sound like none of that.
The way you
we ain't doing that today. We ain't doing that today. I'm trying to be healthy, bro. We're not gonna do that today, dude. Not gonna do that today.
So what you cutting up over there?
No, I was trying this lime that you convinced me was gonna make my water and tea so much better. So I'm trying it. Still kind of tastes the same. I mean, it's all the same family, but
right.
Yeah, just squeezing that and trying to squeeze press some more of the juice out of the lime pieces into the tea. That's it. We ain't cooking nothing over here, bro. We ain't cooking over here.
All right. Hey, I know it's called supplement income.
You the one from DC, man. Don't stall me, bro.
I'm from Baltimore, bro.
Same difference.
No,
it's
a difference, but
same thing.
Same.
What's good, man?
Well, I ain't cooking up nothing over here either. So, listen. Thank you for the recommendation on the pier yesterday. We had a blast, bro.
I do what I can, brother.
Even though I was already going before you said, hey, you'll have a good time. But it was.
Jeez, there you go.
It was.
There you go. The king of the backhanded compliment, boy. You got that down pat, don't you?
Hey, I'm learning from the best. Appreciate it, Teach. Appreciate it. But it was nice, man. Getting out there in the sun. Yeah, my daughter and her cousin was so worn out, she fell asleep in the car with her tongue hanging out of her mouth. So it was,
did they make it even to the bridge before they fell asleep, bro?
Her cousin, no.
On the way back?
My daughter stayed awake the whole time back.
Okay.
She's a soldier. She gonna try to hang in there. And last night she did not want to fall asleep, but she finally had to give it up. She had to, as they say, she had to give up the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
She was out. She was out, bro. And she did not want to get up this morning and go to the dentist. But then when she remembered she was also going to the zoo, that kind of encouraged her to get up and go to the dentist. So
yeah.
But they had a blast. And my mom went, she had fun. It was nice. I ain't gonna lie, I had a good time.
Okay.
Got a giant splash pad, and then they had the beach right there. You can get in the water, and my daughter she can't go anywhere without making friends. So she met
she's
some
an
kids,
angel, bro. I mean, it just kind of comes natural, bro.
So it was nice. It was nice.
Did you how did you like the actual pier itself, the structure, the walk up to it, and then the different levels and stuff?
I like the old one better.
What? That dark thing?
Yeah, I did. I don't know, but something about the character of it. But it was nice. And my mom and I walked the whole pier, and then we all got on the tram later and rode around the pier itself. It was nice. It was nice. Saw a bunch of boats, sailboats, fishing boats.
Oh, yeah. It's that time. I mean, they don't never leave, but it's really that time now. So yeah.
And then my mom remembered, she looked and she saw the Vinoy
Hotel
behind it. She was like, "You remember when you went there?" And I was actually in a movie with Martin Sheen that we filmed at the Vinoy back when I was in college.
Okay.
I hadn't really been over there since then. So
Okay.
nice. So if you get a
I
chance,
hear about those amateur. Oh, go ahead.
listen. If you get a chance to see the movie called The Break, it was starring Vince Van Patten and Martin Sheen, and I got to stand next to who was probably the hottest woman on the planet at the time, Miss Rae Dong Chong.
Ooh,
Yes,
this is
sir.
how we started our amateur pornography
Yes,
career
sir.
live on the Beatdown.
We were trying.
Got his
We were
scenes in
trying.
early.
We were
He got his
trying.
scenes in early. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And-
I'm trying to fix this shirt, man. Go ahead.
And
keep
when
talking.
she came out, right? Because she actually ate lunch with everybody, and when she came out, she spoke. She looked me dead in my face and said, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, I'm glad I had sunglasses on because my eyes had gotten
Bro.
like that big."
She was it in the 80s and 90s, bro.
Woo, boy.
She had a run, bro. That run from like it was like 88, maybe 89 till about 95, bro. Like she was kind of it, bro.
And this
you know
was-
what she reminds me of? And I don't know, we supposed to be talking combat sports, but this is what ends up happening, bro. You know, she had a run kind of like Apollonia, bro. Like she had like a window where she was kind of like everybody
Yeah.
banding Apollonia, like that run from like 82 to like 88.
But she didn't
They
have
were
to.
like everybody's kind of it girl, you know what I'm saying?
She didn't have to do what Apollonia did, but yeah, she was.
Man,
yeah.
come on, there you go, bro. All right, you know
What?
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 You always
Lake
bro,
Minnetonka.
You always
Lake
bringing the rain. You
Minnetonka.
don't need that right now,
Apollonia made Purple Rain. I don't care what you got to say.
Purple rain.
That shot at the lake. Anyways, but yeah, I'm telling you, was
kid.
standing there with Rae Dong Chong, I was like,
Yeah.
you couldn't have told me nothing at that point. I could have just passed
Yeah.
away right then because
And you could actually see her. That's even what's more surprising, bro.
she was right in front of me, bro.
I know it.
She was right in
know
front of me. I didn't. I mean, I could have read Braille, but I didn't want to get arrested. So
Your eyesight is selective, my friend. We know this already.
it
But
is
we gonna
not.
roll with
I
this
have
one.
documentation. I have documentation to
Bruh.
prove.
I done seen you spot some things that I ain't even see. So
That's because he wasn't looking. That's he wasn't looking.
We'll save that for off camera, bro.
No, we
So
won't.
what we got going on in combat sports today, man?
Oh man. You know what? It's normally I get a chance to sit back and look at the news wires, which we used to call the news wires. Now it's called social media. But this morning it was kind of crazy. It was just crazy around the Clark household. So I didn't have a chance to really sit and do all the stuff I normally do. So I really know about Demetrius's fight coming up Wednesday. And
Well, before we dedicate the proper time to one of the greatest combat athletes that ever do it, bro, I want to touch briefly on a few fights we got coming up on the horizon. It's a lot of good fights this weekend, bro. But two fights intrigued me that we completely forgot about. And I know it's not that we forgot, but I think when they got made, we announced it, but it was so much going on, we kind of let it go. Bro, we got Devin Haney against Jorge Linares coming up. And we also got Ryan Garcia against Javier Fortuna. Bro, listen, you talk about, you want to see a close to 50-50 fight as you can get with prospects against proven and or former champs. This is it. Bro, I'm intrigued by both of these fights.
what weight is Ryan Garcia fighting at right now?
I think all these guys at 35.
Okay.
All these guys are 35.
Before we get into that, this leads right into this. How do you feel about Jamel Herring saying he's going to 35? Right.
Man.
Okay.
Okay. Full transparency, I'm okay with it. And I'm being biased because I like Jamel Herring. Because honestly, he should excuse me. He should go ahead and fight Shakur Stevenson. The kid called him out. He asked for the fight because he needs the belt, because he says Oscar Valdez won't fight him without it.
But
Bro, I told you, that's out of all the guys we talk about, bro, you know how I feel about Shakur Stevenson, bro.
But is that why he's
deserves
going?
this.
Is that why Jamel's going to 135
I
so he
don't
can
wanna
drop
say-
the
I
belt?
didn't want to say that. See,
Okay.
I didn't want to say that.
Okay.
I didn't want to say that.
I'll
So
say
I'm
it.
trying to make
I'll
it
say it.
But I don't.
I love Jamel
I don't
Herring.
know if that's the case for Jamel because we know he's a warrior. So I can't
Right.
really say that. What I can say is maybe because he's getting into the twilight of his career. Right? How is Jamel? 32?
35. No, Jamel's 35. Yeah, and they're good friends. They're good friends.
Right. Right.
As good friends as a
Right.
35-year-old and a
All at the same
22-year-old could be. Yeah.
In the same within the same confines because they're in a close knit circle,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna say this, bro, and this is how I'm about to play it, and you ain't gonna like it, but this is the truth, bro. This is the right move for business.
Yeah, it is. Because he's
Yeah.
taking one more fight. It's not against
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
He wants to defend it one more time, and then
Yeah.
he'll drop the belt, and he'll go up
Yeah.
to 35.
When
And
you gonna get
Shakur,
big money fights against all these guys we just named.
but who is he going to beat at 35? You ain't going to
See,
be Tank.
that ain't our problem. We ain't gotta worry about that.
We always talk about that, bro. But
No, I'm making light of it because
Yeah.
it makes the most business sense. We didn't eat. Listen, that's a different discussion if you want to do that. But whatever it is, for what him and his wife and their beautiful family deserve, go and get the biggest fights that you can get right now while you still have time left.
yeah. And you-
35, a real 35 too. He's not a young 35. He's been in wars. He's been
Literally.
right, literally. And there you go, right? So yeah, bro, go up to 40, get a couple
35.
of fights. Go up 35. Try to get a couple of these fights you can squeeze before those guys go up, because all those guys kind of looking to kind of move up too as well. So yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Who he can beat, who he got a better chance against, that's a whole different discussion.
Those guys, and I'm going to say this, and I love Tank. And I think it would be a really good fight between Tank and Shakur Stevenson. But those guys are right now holding on and dominating, hoping that Shakur stays at 30 for a while. Because once Shakur Stevenson gets to 35, it's gonna be rough for anybody with a strap. Because we already know Teofimo is going to stay at 40. He's not trying to come down and fight Shakur Stevenson in any way, shape, or form. He's not trying to fight Tank. So, but eventually he's going to have to, or retire a very young man. And can't see that happening. I see him fighting Tank soon, as soon as he runs out of options. And back to the fights this weekend, because I know we don't want to get off that. Anytime Devin Haney fights, it's a good fight. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm definitely looking forward to Ryan Garcia, who calls himself King Ryan G. This gonna be interesting, because eventually they're gonna have to face adequate competition, and I'm talking to Ryan Garcia.
Hey, but listen, I'm gonna say it now, bro. Now we may get later on down the line, and you may be like, "Oh, bro, remember you said this?" I'm saying it now, and all y'all there in Fight Show Nation, make sure y'all remind me of this. Quiet as kept, these are all 55-45 fights, all of them.
Wow,
all of them. Devin Haney right now and Jorge Linares, that is a dangerous fight.
yeah.
We saw Jorge Linares did against the Matrix.
Yeah.
We saw what he did against other competition. Bro, he is a seasoned former world champ and got a lot left and it's like he got something to prove. This is not going to be an easy fight. We're going to listen. Devin better be ready. Devin better be ready. And Devin will have to fight smart in this fight, because trying to just stay in there to get rounds or that's me being generous. Not being able to put the foot on the gas on people, bro. That's you. This is not the guy for that. This is not the fight for that. This is not it. And Ryan Garcia, Javier Fortuna, I'm going to say this. We going to see what Garcia's face looks like after this fight. Because we've seen Javier Fortuna. He is a rough, tough, bro, he is not your typical Dominican fighter, bro. And what I mean by that is, when you see guys like Carlos Adames, you see guys like Elvis Rodriguez, you see guys like what's my other guy name? I can't call, but all the other good, very good Dominican fighters on the scene right now, bro. Jason Rosario, bro. You see these guys fight, and they throw bombs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, there ain't a whole lot of savviness going on there with the DR fighters, at least the ones of late. They trying to get you out of there, bro.
Yeah.
And what makes Javier Fortuna so dangerous for this fight is not only is he a very unorthodox fighter, but he's a but he's a very he's a come forward fighter, and he comes forward with everything, head, elbows. He's a smaller version of Sean Porter. Maybe not as skilled, but that same type of just, this is gonna be a long night. Ask Rob Easter Jr. about Javier Fortuna. Why he never gave him a rematch? Like, come on, bro. This is not an easy fight. Either one of these.
Here's the thing. What I think, and I'm saying it now, you're gonna realize, boxing fans, that Ryan Garcia is not what did we used to call it back in the day? He's not a cinch win. He's not a lock to win every fight going forward. He's gonna get in against better and better competition, and a lot of his weaknesses are going to be exposed. And I think in this Fortuna fight, my friend over here in the yellow shirt that's bringing out the yellow tones in the skin is a test to that he's going to have to really show up and grow up to beat Fortuna. It's not going to be a walk in the park for him. We saw him get put on his butt in his last fight. I'm pretty sure, definitely feel that if he gets put on his butt in this fight is not going to run out of gas or take his foot off the gas. So hopefully we've made some adjustments, Ryan Garcia, and we're really ready for this fight. Because if not, put that one over there in the L column.
Ooh, put that one over there. Ooh, I like that.
So
I like that.
You know what they say on that? There's a commercial where they talk about, here's your L, sir, and they deliver it a steak grilled in the shape of an L. That's what he's up against this weekend. That's what he's up against. So definitely gonna be watching that fight.
And it's not this weekend, bro. It's coming up, but they've already the contracts are signed. They're already in camp. I don't know what the dates are, but it's not this weekend, but soon.
Okay, I don't know why I thought it was okay. So it's not this one, but hey, still, when that fight comes on, I will be watching. So, and again, I wouldn't put money on either way. I'd leave them lines open because you don't know who's gonna show up in the Garcia corner, but you know who's gonna show up in the Fortuna corner.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
But Devin Haney, oh man,
I mean, he gonna get a chance to show his boxing skills, but Linares is good, man. Linares is good. When he put down the Matrix, like I don't even know his name. You know,
yeah,
tell me his name, bro, because I should know. His name.
I can't. All I remember is the Matrix, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
Lomachenko, right?
Yeah,
wow, boy, this is bad. Yeah, but we see flash of this guy. We see this guy show up, bro.
Talk about.
I mean, listen. Now these guys may not be champions anymore because Teofimo Lopez is just that good, and maybe these young lions are that good. But like you said, bro, they gonna have to prove it. They gonna have to prove it. They gonna have to prove it until it's over with. Bro, these are very good fights. And listen, the zone. Well, it seems like they can't quite get the matchups they want for some of their guys at 54. They guys at 35 and 40.
Yeah.
They find opponents for them. Bro, all these are good fights.
And remember,
I can't stress enough how good these fights are.
We talked about mid of last year about the zone possibly losing and getting ready to fold.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they're like, you talking about us? No, my friend. And they're back.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, maybe the restructuring of the Canelo Alvarez deal or whatever. I don't know whatever they did, but bro, they make it. They figured it out. Excited about that call for sure.
Yeah.
I was perusing through the interwebs and I saw where Francis Ngannou says, you know, I don't want to fight Mike Tyson, but I would like to fight, or I would definitely be interested in fighting any of the current world heavyweight champion boxers because boxing was my first passion.
Yeah, but you haven't been doing that in a while, bro. This isn't your lane right now.
I know, bro. I know. Just saying, that's what he said.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but listen, the next 2 to 3 years, especially if he remains undefeated and cleans out the division and takes down John Jones.
Did you say 23 years or 2 to 3 years?
2 to 3 years.
Okay. Woo! I was about to say, how long you gonna make Francis work? All right.
Yeah, nah. The next 2 to 3 years, bro.
If he beats John Jones, he beats
Derek Lewis, he cleans out the division. Bro, I would have to legitimately say, yeah, at 37 years old.
Those are the only 2 fights he needs, honestly. If he beats Derek Lewis and he beats John Jones.
I mean, you're right.
He can go
right.
anywhere.
You're
You know,
definitely
he can
right.
go anywhere. He can then
You're
go
definitely
fight
right.
a heavyweight champion. I don't know who I
Yeah.
will put him in there against.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
I
tough,
mean,
man.
because he got them hands.
That's- yeah, but them hands don't work the same in boxing. It's a
No,
little
they
bit
don't.
different.
They don't. You can keep your hands like here in MMA. You better
Yeah.
keep them up.
Yeah.
and they
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, bro. That
It
was,
is. But a lot of people feel like, oh, it'll translate well. No, it won't. The maximum amount of time you're going to fight in MMA is 25 minutes. If you're fighting a heavyweight champion in boxing, you're fighting 36 minutes. And I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but get in the ring and just try to throw jabs continually for a minute against the heavy bag, let alone 3 minutes. And you tell me if 11 minutes isn't a big deal. I don't know, bro. But if he beats John Jones and Derek Lewis, the world is his oyster.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If he cleans out the division, I'd like to see him go after Stipe's record.
But like you said, at that point, bro, you can do whatever you want. And if that's what he decides to chase, then that makes sense. I do wonder though. Man, we talked about this a little bit last week when Andre Berto made the post. But bro, I look at this now. This is really becoming entertainment, bro. This is because, bro, just think these conversations weren't happening 3 to 4 years ago, right? It happened when Floyd Mayweather and Conor did it. Not everybody. You got guys that are already champions on both sides of the sport talking about guys on the other side of the fence, bro. This is wild. It's good, right? Is this good? Is this okay?
It is what it is. It's a thing. That's pretty much what my opinion is, a thing. Speaking of which, did you look at the clip I sent you from Michael Rappaport?
No, I did not get a chance to look at it, bro. But I did see his interview yesterday, though.
With Shannon Sharp and Skip. Yeah, that's the clip I sent you where he was whining about he can't go anywhere now. He can't get any.
He was like, hey, but for a split second, I was like, is Rappaport serious? But then I was like, okay, yeah, that would have been just way too crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro,
it was funny. Oh, so he wasn't serious because I didn't see the interview. I just saw the clip.
Oh, yeah, no. He did that he carried it for about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Then he was like, do you think I really give up? And yeah, so no, I didn't. It was a thing.
Okay. I was laughing about it, so yeah. Wow. I was like, really? Yeah. But listen, right now, promoters are they're acting like almost like trolls. If they hear a good beef, then let's make this a real thing. Mm-hmm. It's making it harder and easier for promoters at the same time. Now promoters don't have to groom you and raise you up and steal from you for a long period of time. Now they can just wait until you make the fight and they slide in with all the connections.
Right.
So I don't think it's a good thing for boxing or fighting, period, but it's currently a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Listen, bro, duty calls for me. I'm about to bail on the show a little early, but I do want to talk about something before I get out of here because I know you got a lot of great information that I wish I could be here to hear as far as Mighty Mouse because that's when I think gets overlooked a lot when it comes to what you would consider the greats of combat sports. But I want to get your opinion on the story real quick. It's not about combat sports. It's actually kind of funny. Bro, do you see what's happening to Paul Pierce?
Fill me in on that because
I didn't know about it, but apparently ESPN's already fired him. So over the weekend or at some point recently, Paul Pierce was on his Instagram Live, and he was at what looked like his home, like at somebody's house. And guys were playing poker. And then now Paul looked like he's having a good time. I don't know what he was under the influence of. Whatever it was, he was having a good time. He was chilling. And he's on his IG Live and he's getting a massage. There's a young lady massaging his back.
Oh, no.
And as he pans up, she has on a top. Like, okay. Well, then, he's looking at talking to people on Instagram. He's like asking them, where certain people are. And he holds his phone up. He turns like this.
Oh,
and
no.
There's a young lady behind him who's on the ground dancing, professional performing arts. You know, you've been there before, right? Skillful dancing for adults, viewing pleasure.
I heard about
And
it.
but she's clothed, scantily clad, but she's clothed. And there's a guy who's, paying her through paper currency.
Oh, no.
And then he comes back down, and the live kind of ends. But apparently that kind of went on for a few minutes. But whatever, right? ESPN fired him. Now, Paul Pierce is this was not a smart move only because you just threw money away. Now, we all know that Paul Pierce made a lot of money in the NBA, and he was not doing the ESPN commentary job because he needed money. But it's really ESPN. Like, it's his social media platform in the privacy of his home or someone's home, and he's going live. And listen, he's not doing anything. He's just there, right? And he gets fired. Like, that's just kind of interesting to me because we've seen ESPN be selective in how they've handled discipline for other people. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was kind of weird. But I just wanted your opinion on it, bro. See what you thought.
Honestly, it's BS. It's almost as if they were looking for a reason to get rid of him. But he's really good with Kendrick Perkins. They have a really good dynamic. One, they were teammates, but two, they don't always agree, but they're really good on the jump on ESPN. So I think it's a punk move. I think they should reconsider it. But there's so many other things going on around them in their hemisphere, in the atmosphere that I think this was just like a knee-jerk reaction, and they were like, okay, one, there's a girl giving you a massage. Okay, we keep reporting about Deshaun Watson and these massages. None of them correlate, but on paper, and it's, so it's, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, good for you, Paul.
I mean, she's just standing there rubbing his shoulders. I mean, it wasn't like she really doing nothing. Like, she's just there, actually.
And she had clothes on. I mean.
Yeah, she was covered. And just like, even the girl that was dancing was covered. I'm like, I mean, okay, Paul, why would you go live? But at the same time, you and your home, your house, or wherever y'all at, it's a private residence. You can do whatever you want, bro, honestly.
But then again, you sign a contract saying if you bring
But here's what I like about it. He ain't apologizing. He don't care because I like the fact that, listen, he was doing it for the love of the craft. And probably to get out of the house and just kind of have something to do, right?
Well, he got out of the house that night. So, yeah.
Well, apparently this is a weekly thing for him where he does this often with his homies. So.
Well, hey, that's a good friend, though.
It's a good wife. Hey, I'm out of here, y'all. My partner will take the rest of the show, man.
It's a good wife.
Tomorrow on our more formal show. Listen, y'all make sure y'all tune in. He got some good stuff to say.
Hey, as you're going, though, tomorrow we're going to do a segment specifically for Demetrius Johnson because he fights tomorrow night. So,
for sure. Okay.
I definitely want to save the information for when you're here. So we'll deal with some other things. Like the badge is showing you what he's going to wear when we auction him off. That yellow, I'm telling you, bro, it brings out the yellow, the jaundice in your eyes. So definitely make sure you have that on.
New Fighter Shirt merch, y'all. New Fighter Shirt. Why because I see what he was trying to do there, so I'm gonna stop him while he's ahead. New Fighter Shirt merch. He didn't wear his gear that he got, but he'll probably try to put it on tomorrow and he dressed him try to get cute for the camera.
But I could have sworn beatdown was one word. Go ahead.
I'm out of here, man. You got it.
Family, ride with me. All right, we gonna have a good time. I ain't gonna keep you long. I sound like an old Baptist preacher. That I ain't gonna keep you long, but I'm not really. Listen, I want to give a shout out to two teams. The Stanford Cardinal should have done this yesterday. Tara Vandermeer, Stanford Cardinal, baby. Women's college basketball NCAA national champions. When was the last time they won a title? 1992. You got a coach that's been able to survive for 29 years without winning a title after winning their last one. That's either, wow, that got two schools of thought on this. That's either a school that is tied too closely to their coach or a school that really believes in what the coach is doing. Now, they've been to numerous Final Fours since then. There was an ESPN commentator that was on yesterday talking about she's turned 29 earlier this year, and she wasn't even, she was just born when they won their last one, 92. And she played for Stanford and went to three Final Fours. Her sister played for Stanford also and went to 4 Final Fours. So Tara Vandermeer has kept Stanford relevant, really relevant in the conversation. And look, they got it. They finally got another one. The year she passed Pat Summitt for all-time women's coaching games won, she wins another national championship. It's phenomenal. Because all you've heard about in the last 29 years is Pat Summitt and Gino Auriemma. I mean, you heard about Muffet McGraw at at Notre Dame, but as far as championships, multiple championships, Pat Summitt, Gino Auriemma. South Carolina is on the rise, though. Watch that, because when they played, when they played Stanford, South Carolina stole the ball with seconds to go and missed a layup and a follow-up shot, and that's why Stanford was in the championship. But make no mistake, even though your girl, point guard for Arizona, missed that contested three, bouncing off the back of the rim, Stanford is still the 2020-21 Women's NCAA National Champion. Shout out to them. Congratulations. Now, moving on to the men's championship last night. I was telling my boys at Penalty Talk, the Running Gun podcast, I was telling them before the game, I was like, I just had this feeling about Baylor, man. I had this feeling about Baylor. I would not put money on Gonzaga. And they thought about it, and it made sense. But we didn't know it was going to unfold like this. Baylor physically beat Gonzaga up. They beat them up. They pushed them around. They outscored them. The first 9 points, they came out and jumped on them. I thought it was the first 11 points. But it might have been the first 9. And you knew then. You saw the blueprint. You saw it. Jalen Suggs was doing all he could. They gave him a charging foul in the beginning that he didn't earn. The guy stepped in late, but they called a charge on Jalen Suggs, so he ended up with 2 and then 3 fouls. It was crazy. But look, I take nothing away from Gonzaga. Gonzaga played their heart out all season. They were undefeated going into that championship game. They should have been the favorites. Max Kellerman came on this morning. Stephen A. Smith came on this morning and said, oh, they were overrated. How do you overrate an undefeated team? That's company speaking. It's stupid. It's stupid. And I would tell you to your face, you don't overrate an undefeated team. Now, you may underrate Baylor. Maybe you say they're even or so. Either way, Gonzaga earned all the accolades they had going into that game. It's just when they got into the game, I don't know if they were just physically worn out from their fight against UCLA, because UCLA wasn't going away. You can tell they were drained after that game. I don't know what it is, or Seth Greenberg said that earlier in the season, around January, Mark Few from Gonzaga's head coach made the statement that the only team that scares him in the country was Baylor because of their physicality, the way they can generate offense. They have at least 5 players that can generate their own offense, if not 7. So that's what Seth Greenberg said prior to the game. That's why he switched his pick from Gonzaga to Baylor, because these guys can get up and get down. They can get their own offense. They don't have to go from set plays. They don't have to. It's not just 2 or 3 guys orchestrating the offense. No, they can generate their own offense. And my boy Timmy, I love the Fu Manchu, bro. He just ran up against some bigger, badder dudes last night, all the way around. And it's not that diminished his skills. He's still going to go high in the NBA draft. But these guys from Baylor, they should be there too, because they can play. It reminds me of when I saw, and I was in awe, when I saw Coppin State beat Wake Forest, when Wake Forest had Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan and Wake Forest were supposed to cruise to the national championship. No. When they ran against Coppin State and them guys brought, I called it gorilla ball or street ball rather. When they brought street ball to the college hardwood and they were jumping and passing lanes and they were taking charges and winning, the guys who were charging were falling down and they were getting in your face and pushing you around, and it wasn't this clean, orchestrated college basketball game. You had to get in there with your elbows and dig your spots out. That was last night. They did what Coppin State did to Tim Duncan and Wake Forest. They did that to Gonzaga. It's why guys don't want to go to Rucker for that reason. It's why when you go to Rucker Park, you make a name for yourself. Because it's not a game for the timid. And Baylor came in playing that game. And ultimately, they became the victors because of their depth, because of their tenacity, their toughness, just their ferociousness, not just on offense, but on defense, swatting everything. It was swatting everything. It was like a block party in Baltimore. It was crazy. It was swatting everything. So I give my shout out to Baylor, and I'd like to see, I don't think Jalen Suggs is coming back, but I'd like to see him come back. I'd like to see what Gonzaga could do next year. But I know a lot of people like Flumlo Raps, and a lot of people will say, hey, if you get to the point where the NBA is saying you're going to be a top 1 to 3 pick, come out after your freshman year, go get that money. Don't take a chance on getting hurt. I get it. But sometimes that championship, that ring that nobody can ever take off your finger, sometimes that outweighs money. Sometimes. Listen, appreciate y'all today. Really, really appreciate y'all today. I got a story. And I was hoping my buddy would be here for this, but he had an assignment he had to really get to. So, but I got a story, and I heard it, and it cracked me up. It's not my original, but it cracked me up. It was a little boy, about 5 years old. He's talking to his mom, and he said, "Mom, do whales eat people?" And she saw the book that he was reading was a Sunday school book. And she's like, "No, whales do not eat people." "Mom, whales do eat people." She said, "Whales do not eat people." He said, "But the whale swallowed Jonah." She said, "A whale did not really swallow Jonah." "Yes, it did, Mommy. The whale swallowed Jonah." She said, "I'm telling you, the whale did not really swallow Jonah." He said, "Well, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask Jonah." And she said, "Well, what if Jonah went to hell?" He said, "Well, then you ask him." I cried when that was hilarious to me. Because I could see my daughter and her mom having that same conversation. So, listen, love you guys. Hey, nobody left nothing in the chat for me today. Come on, if there's anything you want us to talk about, hit me up at Got Brew. You see me on Instagram. My tag is right on my picture. Hit me up at Got Brew. Let me know if there's something you want us to cover. I'd like to thank people in the past for hitting me up about stuff. Alex DeGracia. He was the reason why we did the Macho Man segment. Hector Macho Camacho. Let us know. Because there are people out there that hold reverence in your heart and in your mind. And you know what? We'd like to know. And we'd like to look them up, do as much research on them, and bring them on the Beatdown and talk about them. Really let everybody else know. You know, and you could send stories and why they hold such reverence in your heart. Alex talked about that's what he and his dad watched. That was their favorite fighter, Hector Macho Camacho. So that holds a lot of reverence in your heart. Let us know. We can add that to the story and use the Beatdown to really bring out some nostalgia. Don't mean that, Vern. Know what I mean? So let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll definitely start covering that. We got a bunch of other good segments and episodes coming up. Tomorrow's our segmented show, and we will talk about Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson and his MMA conquests and his quest and his fight tomorrow night. So tune in. 11 a.m. tomorrow, 11 to 11:30. We'll get you in, get you out. Get you on with your day. Hopefully this is one of the best breaks you have of your day. It's ours. And we thank you for it, and we love you. Reach out to people. There's someone out there that needs to hear from you today in a positive way. Just let them know that they're on your mind. A lot of times that's enough to bring them through. Shout out to my mom, my wife, my daughter, who are at the zoo today, having a great time. My daughter's on spring break. It's like, how do you get spring break? And that's young, but okay, no problem. Shout out to my pops. Shout out to all my family and friends, man. Shout out to Fighter Share Nation. We're growing, and it's because of you all. Like and share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, to our Facebook page, so you'll know to our so you'll know when to our Twitter, so you'll know when we're going live. Let us know, man. So get in the know, so you'll know, and you can tune in, and you can comment, because we love comments. All right, love you guys. Have a safe day. Tell somebody you love them, so they can tell you they love you. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing.